So welcome everybody. I'm Lori. For those of you I haven't met personally, I'm super excited to be here talking to you about my most favorite subject in the world. And honestly, it really is that it's recruiting. And, a lot of people would wonder, why is recruiting Lori's favorite topic in the world? Well, I believe that it's because it's where I find I can make the biggest impact on people's lives. And through doing that, we make the biggest impact on our own. There's a great old Zig Ziglar saying that says, when you help enough people get what they want, you'll automatically get what you want. So when you think about that and you think about how can you, really use that to maximize your business. For different people on this call, different things are going to motivate you. Different things are going to do what I call push your go button. But it's really important that you figure out what that is, whether if you're brand new and it's something in Quick Start, whether it's financial, whether it's something in Sweet Shoppe. What is going to get you to do something that you wouldn't normally do? What is going to keep you on target when a distraction comes up or an obstacle? What's going to help you to fight to overcome it, that you want it so bad? And for me, quite honestly, having the chance to help people and help them achieve their dreams, since I've been able to do it through mine with recruiting, just makes this my favorite subject. I watch children play a lot and watch how people, or I shouldn't say children, I watch how people behave. And one of the things that I've learned is everyone is happier when they're sharing. Whether it's they're sharing a good book, the name of a restaurant, they're sharing flowers out of their yard, they're sharing a smile, they're sharing an opportunity, they're sharing a referral. People always do that with a smile. And if you'll think about first, how happy do you want to be? And think about Sweet Shoppe. That can make you really happy, but guess what? Even more so, giving someone else the opportunity to be in Sweet Shoppe can also make you really happy. So if you think about a term that will resonate positive with you, and sharing is a term that really resonates positively. I know some people think of, and I did it just kind of in jest today, the whole Uncle Sam, we want you recruiting flyer posters from the past. And some people don't like to use that word because it feels military or it feels forceful. To me, the word sharing is something that feels really good. But I do like the word recruiting because to me, recruiting is an action that we have to do. So when I've heard people use the word sponsor. Sponsor is not as active as recruiting. Recruiting means I am going to go get something that I want that I think will make this organization better. Armies go out, the military goes out and recruits people to bring into their organization to give them a better part of life and to make their organization better. And that's what you're doing. So with all that being said, why wouldn't you want to do this? It's a great thing to do. It's to give to others, a great opportunity. This month especially, you get double Sweet Shoppe points for recruiting. And as you know, every recruit you bring in is worth 400 points when they sell $500 in their first 45 days. Now, for those of you that are new, let me clarify a couple of things. Number one, they have to be in the system before the program ends, the end of the end of April, February, March, April, yep. End of April, and have qualified. So recruiting now is where you're going to get the most out of them. They have at least their full 45 days to get their sales turned in. Secondly, in February, it's double recruiting. Now, what's really cool about double recruiting points in February is all they've got to be is in the door by February, and we even gave you an extra day. How do you like it? We changed the calendar, and you have 29 days in February this year instead of 28 days. So you have an extra day to get those double points. So they can come in on February 29th and still have their full 45 days to get their $500 in sales in, so that you get 800 points instead of just 400. Well, when we think about this, $400 is an average party, right? That's our company average. Yours may be higher, maybe lower, maybe right at it, but that is an average party at Dove Chocolate Discoveries. And by the way, that's just not a number that we use because it's easy math and because it's an industry standard. It truly, our party average fluctuates from about $390 to $427. It is a true $400 party average. So everyone you recruit that goes out and works is equivalent to you doing an extra party. Now, to me, that's working smarter, not harder, isn't it? We are out there working smarter, not harder, because we're recruiting. But in February, it's equivalent to you holding 2 extra parties. So that's working really smart. So I want you to keep that in mind. The second thing is, if you are holding a party in February and you recruit, you're basically tripling your efforts. Because if you have an average $400 party, you get $400 when they sell, and then another 400 points because it's February. That's 1,200 points per party. So I want you to look at every single party as a recruiting ground, a place that you're going to identify people. And so that makes it very exciting that you can go out of your house one time, but you get 3 times the points by working smarter, not harder. Now, how many of you like to be able to do that at your full-time jobs, right? Go to work one time to get 3 times the credit for it. You go to work, if you only had to go to work for 3 hours, but you got 9 hours of credit for coming to work every day, wouldn't you be making sure you're doing what you're supposed to do? So that's one thing. So when we think about that, a lot of times people struggle with, okay, all right, Laura, I get it. I want all that, and I just don't know how to do it. Well, the first thing that you got to do is you've got to become an expert at looking for good people. And that's not hard. Just start looking around your parties for good people that you would want to partner with. It might be because they have a great personality and they love to help people. It might be because they want to win all the games, so they're driven, or it might be because they're expressing an interest. Those are always fun. The volunteers, I think I might want to do this. But to help you drive anymore, I created a little game. So what I did was I took 3 Sweet Shoppe flyers, and I went in and I cut out pictures without the points to show some of the most common things. So I've got the Bluetooth printer, I've got the 3-piece spinner luggage set, I've got the Ray-Ban sunglasses, I've got the iPad. I'm thumbing because I have more than one. I've got the Michael Kors chocolate pave watch, the gas grill, the topaz and diamond earrings, the Ninja, the laptop, the big green egg, the all-clad cookware, the GoPro, and the mixer. So I went through and I picked out some of the really common gifts, and I purposely did not do any DCD logo wear. I purposely did not do any gift cards, and I purposely didn't do any of the huge ticket items. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these to my party, and I would recommend you laminate them. I just took a 3x5 card and cut it in half. But if you take 3x5 cards, place them on a piece of laminating paper, put your little pictures on it, shut down the laminate, you can cut them all up. I've got about 20-something cards here. So when people come in, these are going to be where I have my name badges. They're all going to be laying out on the table. And I'm just going to ask them to pick up one of the cards and hold on to it during the party. If I was giving away an extra bonus gift, what's one of the gifts that they would really like to have? Or if someone was buying them a gift, which of these gifts would they like to have? And so I'm just going to ask them to hold on to it through the whole party. Because I've learned that if they're holding on to it, they're thinking about it, right? And they start to almost own it and think about how bad they really want it and how they could use it. And then I might just ask questions about, hey, how many of you have thought about that gift that's in your hand that I have asked you to hold on to. You know what? I want you to do me a favor, and at the top of your order form, I want you to write why you would want that gift. And maybe they pick out the laptop, and it's because they have a child going off to college that needs a laptop. Maybe it's the mixer because they want to cook healthy or whatever. Just why? And then later, I might ask them to write at the top of their paper who would benefit from them having it besides themselves. And then the last thing I would ask is, if you were going to receive this as a bonus gift from a boss, or your husband was going to get it from a boss, how many extra hours a day or week or month do you think you would have to work to get this in the next month or two? Just put a number. And if you don't know a number because you think you'll never get it, just say not gonna happen. That'd be my words. That kind of make it fun. Not gonna happen. Because most people are gonna think there's nothing I could do to get an extra bonus gift like this. They've never been given something like this. This is a bonus on top of their work. And then that's probably all I'm gonna do with it till it comes time, and I'll remind them to bring me their card when they bring me their order. And on the back of my cards, I just wrote approximately how many parties it would take for them to get it, knowing that they're also going to need a little recruiting. So on the Ninja Blender, that's not the one. Let me pull another one. On the KitchenAid mixer, it take about 6 get-togethers, 6 parties a month. So I might say, if you knew you could hang out with the girls and make about $600 a month and get this blender as a bonus in the next 2 months, would that be of interest to you? You mean I get to go hang out, eat chocolate with people just 6 times this month, and next month make $1,200 on average and get a blender as a bonus? Do you think that would be a good offer? Would your boss give that to you for just going out and hanging out with the girls and eating chocolate? Well, no. You know what? You deserve that blender. Let's talk. But what you're doing is you're learning. Even if you don't get them to say yes now, right at the top of their order form, what was it that they had in their hand? What gift was it that they wanted? Because you're learning about, and you might call them back a day or 2 later and say, you know, Amy, I can't get you off my mind. I remember you said you'd really love to have that blender. And you know, I just would love and be honored to have someone like you as my business partner. This is what I saw in you. I saw that you were very driven. You had so much fun at the party. And when I'm around fun people, I like to have fun. I like to, you know, I can't talk. I've talked too long tonight, y'all. I like to surround myself. That's what I'm trying to say. I like to surround myself with fun people. And what I've learned is other people like to surround themselves with fun people, and people like you do great. You know, if I could show you how you can make $1,200, what would $1,200 mean to you in the next 2 months? Just getting out of the house about 6 times a month for a couple of hours with some really fun people. And getting this KitchenAid with stand as a bonus. Who else would benefit from that extra money in this in your family? Now I've really got her thinking. I'm thinking personal. I'm kind of in her soul, you might say. She's thinking about, you know, how can this benefit me? So that's just a fun little thing that you can do at your parties. It's very simple. You don't have to really know anything. And I just wrote the number of parties. I'm doing it based on 2 months, because if they join now, they basically will have 2 full months left. So I just wrote how many parties a month. So, you know, like if it's a $4,000 gift, I'd say 4 parties a month. Kind of just use the number. 6,000, 6 parties a month, 8,000, 8 parties a month. Or 6,000 could probably be 4, 8 could probably be 6, and then 10 and 12,000, I think 12,000 as high as I went, is 8 parties a month. That's no more than 2 a week. They don't have to do any more than that. And they can have fun with it. And of course, they're going to get some recruits, but if they're doing those parties, they're meeting enough people. And then guess what? They're going to do what you do. They're going to cut up a flyer, make some copies, and make some little cards and take them to their parties. And it teaches you how to get people to talk to you. It gives you a talking subject, and it helps you to build the relationship. The second thing that I'm going to do is, if you don't have a party this week and you want to get started right away, is I want you to pick out your dream team. You know, we hear a lot about dream teams in sports, but there's dream teams in business as well. Who are the top 10 people that you know that you would like to work with? Not because you have a dove business, that you'd like to work with, and no matter what kind of business you have, because you see great business building and business quality characteristics in them that you would like to surround yourself with. A lot of times it's somebody that's good at something you're not good at, because two halves make a whole, right? If analytics or operations are not my strength, because I don't like to sit still that long. I can do them and I can be good at it, but it's not my natural. So I love to surround myself with people that are good at that, so you can recruit your way. There's so many things a recruit gets right now. They can get the supplement kit for free when they join and turn in their party. They can earn Quick Start, and they can earn Sweet Shoppe. You know, don't overwhelm them, but ask them if they knew that they could join this business and get a free kit on top of their when they purchase, or they could earn unlimited cash bonuses and free chocolate in their first 90 days, valuing up to $400, or they could choose one of these gifts. Which one sounds the most interesting to them? If they choose the free kit, that means that's somebody that's really probably thinking minimal business. So don't start telling them all the millions of things. Just go, great, well, let's work on you getting that. If they go with this, they're thinking more of a part-timer. It's simple. It's something they can focus on. If it's the unlimited recruiting bonuses and chocolate in their first 90 days, they're looking to build a business. And you want to say, let me show you how you can have it all. Just keep it really simple. But the most important thing that you do is start asking now. And then when they pick out their gift, again, remember, why? Who's it going to affect? How will you be enjoying it? Even at the Cocoa Chat, asking those questions. When they say they would be interested in doing the business, tell me what struck your interest. Why would you like to do something like this? What would it mean to you and your family? How would you use the money? These are the things that are going to really help people to identify with and know, I want to be part of this. And I've said this a couple of times. I'll have people call me and say, maybe you can help me. Maybe you can be the one to talk her into it. Maybe you can be the one to convince her. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to be that person. That sounds pushy. I don't want to be pushy, and I know you don't want to be pushy. So just because you don't want to push them, don't be setting me up to push them, okay? I want them to see value. And let me tell you, if someone sees value in something and you help them to internalize that value, get an emotional attachment to that value, not only are you not going to have to talk them into it, no one else is going to be able to talk them out of it, because they now own it. So you can recruit your way to Sweet Shoppe, especially in February, by recognizing that this is, like, for every recruit you get, it's equivalent to 3 parties. That is working smarter, not harder. Now, those of you that want to be big party holders, those of you that are wanting that $2,000 gift card or that cruise, you're still going to hold 3 or 4 parties a week, and you're going to recruit a person. You're going to look for that recruit at every single party. Will you get one at every single party? Probably not. But the one party you don't look is the party that you probably had your best recruit. I can't remember who shared this with me today, but they said they've started now putting their BAM tool that shows everything you get for hosting on one side and everything you get for being a chocolatier on another, on the top of their table where their chocolate is, so that no matter what, they remember to share that. And again, that's how you're recruiting your way to success. You know, get people to go around the room and say, what, after you talk about what you get for being a chocolatier, what are all the benefits? Go around the room and just say, okay, I want each one of you to tell me which thing on there meant the most to you. Was it the free trips? Was it unlimited income? Was it being your own boss? which meant the most to you? You're getting them to own it. When they speak it, they own it. So what I want to do right now is just open up the floor for any questions that anybody might have. I'm going to take you guys off mute. Let me go to my full screen so I can see you. This is great attendance tonight. So glad to have you on. Take everyone, unmute all. There's a lot of background noise. I'll have to go back and you'll have to raise your hand, which makes it difficult for our phoning in. So just go ahead and fire questions if you have any.
My question is, I really like your idea of what you're doing with the Sweet Shoppe stuff. That is really cool. I don't think outside of the box like that. So I have a couple of shows this weekend, so I'm gonna do this. So I guess let's back up. So your 4,000, if they want the 4,000, you're saying 4 shows a month for the next 2 months, 6,000, 6 shows a month. Just basically.
Yeah, it's 12,000, 12 shows is clear them. You don't really need 12. And I know I'm getting some feedbacks. Good, somebody put themselves on mute and that covered up the feedback.
And I'm guessing when you're saying that, you're just kind of like throwing out, because you kind of want to, I don't want to say hook them, but you want to get them involved and interested so you can sit down and talk to them a little bit more, and then you talk about the recruiting and that kind of stuff at this.
And I don't even know that I would mention all the recruiting. So when we bring people in, there needs to be an expectation that we recruit, because that's part of our business. And if you're holding parties, you're going to meet enough people to get the recruits. I would not.
What do you do to block it?
Need X number of
recruits. What do you do to block the feedback?
And you need this and you need that. I'm just going to say, now, if you're holding 4 parties and following our success plan, you'll be able to earn this. And part of our success plan is using those $85 kit coupons that you get in your kit for kickoff, for quick start. So, one thing that we do is a lot of times we oversell people or over inform them. So when you go to think about it this way, Mary Ann, when you go to get a job and they offer you $50,000 a year, they don't go, but now don't forget, you're going to have to pay parking, you're going to have to buy your lunch every day, and Uncle Sam's going to take 30% of that, and because you'd go, well, no way then, right? And when we try to say, you have to do this, and then if it's a $400 average, it's this, and if it's $600, no, just, you can get out of the house 4 times a week, 4 times a month, for about 2 hours at a time to go hold a party, have fun with other people. You can have this as a bonus on top of the income that you'll be making.
Okay.
Does that kind of give you that more analogy?
And then, and I think I understood this too. You have those cards all set out, so people, and then you just say, pick the one that you would like, that interests you the most, and then just hold it, right? Okay.
If they are just staring and trying to decide, there's okay, you have to take 2. Go ahead and take 2. That's why I have about 20 or so, because the average party is around 12 people. And then, so if you have those cards sitting out there, some people can take 2. And I have like 3. One of our most popular items last year was the mixer. So I have 3 or 4 of the mixer, because that obviously appeals to people. But I did the things that were non-DCD, Fitbit, blender, copier, things that have nothing to do with that, because I don't want them to start thinking why they can't do it. And also, I did nothing with the gift cards, because most people, when they don't get as strong a visual, they can't get as much of an emotional attachment to a gift card as they can an actual item.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Great question. Somebody else.
Hi there, Lori. I just want to, I really like the questions that you asked specifically to them when you were talking about their Sweet Shoppe and them receiving those. Why did you choose this specific item? If you received it, or if you received a bonus, how many hours it would take for you to work to get that item. I really like how those make them answer without answering no.
Yes, exactly. Have them write it at the top of their order form. One thing I'll learn about me is I'm a no frills girl, because if I was supposed to bring index cards, I'd forget the index cards and think, oh no, I can't do that activity now. I've never forgotten order forms. I can say in 26 years, I've never forgotten order forms. So I have a lot of information on that order form. And here's the other thing, in 26 years, I've never lost an order form. I've lost a drawing slip. I've lost a ticket. I've never lost an order form, because that's my money, right? And even if they, for whatever reason, can't order, just say, I know I've had you write a lot on your order form, and and at the end, after everyone's ordered, not before, but as you're getting ready to leave, you can just walk over and say, Lisa, I didn't get your order form. Did you need anything? If not, I still am really interested in staying in contact with you and getting to know you better and knowing what, was of interest to you tonight. Because that just puts a good feeling into Lisa, that the next time she sees me, maybe financially she really couldn't. But maybe Lisa was somebody I picked out that I really wanted to work with, so I still want all her information.
So can I ask you, party concerning getting to know people, what is the largest party you would say is too many people to have at a chocolate tasting? And when you should split it up into separate parties, or does it really affect one way or the other?
I would never split it. I would say yes. There will be times that you feel overwhelmed, but sometimes that has to do with the crowd. But if they have 25 people, to me, that you're not going to have a chance to get to know 25 people. But the party doesn't end at 9:05 when everybody leaves. The party ends when you end the party. So you can keep that party and relationship building going and going for days after that party by calling and getting them. So I would never encourage anyone to split their party, because what happens then is either they have to call people back that we're going to come and see if they can come at a different time, or we all know 99% of the time not everybody that says they're going to come comes. But on the flip side of that, I've had some fantastic parties with 2 and 3 people, because you get to give them so much personal time that you might sell them $150 each, and you only had 3 people, but you just had a $500 party. You learned about their families. You recruit one of them, and the other 2 you book a party with. So there's not too big and there's not too small.
Great. Thanks, Lori.
You're welcome. Any other questions or comments, or want me to fill in any blanks for you? If you don't know how to turn yourself off mute, you want me to off mute you, just raise your hand. I can do that also if I can see you. If you have a question.
Lori, can you talk a little bit about recruiting outside of a party?
Sure, absolutely. So I believe if you'll start everywhere you go, is if you wake up in the morning and you say, okay, today I want to go out. And see, some of y'all, I may sound really hokey, but this really is the way I think. I'm sorry. It might be a little like Pollyanna-ish in a way. But I really decide every morning, we get the chance to wake up and decide if we're going to have a good day or a bad day, right? We also get the chance to decide, do we want to help people change their lives for the better? And when I get up in the morning, I choose that it's a much more fun day if I have a good day and I'm helping others have good days. So I literally go everywhere I go and everything I do. I look for ways to make people's lives better, whether it's just telling them thank you, or when they're apologizing profusely, saying something like, well, if that's the worst thing that happens to me today, it's going to be a great day. Or if they give me exceptional service, going out of my way to say, hey, you know what, I just want to thank you and be really specific. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, our pastor at our church said something to me was just one of his very best. So I just didn't want to go and go, oh, that was a great sermon, because that's what everybody says. So I said, I want to thank you for being transparent. It was really nice for me to get to kind of know you. And be specific in your compliments, because if you're specific, you're sincere. A general compliment's not always, How many times, I'll go back to the pastor, how many times do you think people all go and go, nice sermon, nice sermon, nice sermon, and they don't even know what chapter of the Bible he was in, you know? So if you're gonna give a compliment, make it specific so it's truly sincere. And so Beverly, if you're doing that, you're gonna want to look for people when you're out and about at parties. When you're thinking about your friends, honestly, if you don't share this with people and at least give them the chance to tell you no, for many people, you're robbing them of some joy and success and fun and awards and self-esteem building and confidence building. That's not very nice. And it's not choosing to have a great day. And like I said, I know if you're on here for the first time, you're like, who is this Pollyanna weirdo girl? But this is really what I get up and do. I don't know what else to tell you. It's just what I do. My husband just is in the other room. He goes, yeah, it is. But it makes me happy. And this, for those of you who don't know, I've been doing this for 26 years, and this business has changed my life. I can't even imagine what my house would look like and what my kids would be doing and, you know, anything, because this business changed my life. And I don't have a college degree. I wasn't trained in anything special, but I've made more money than most of my friends that have master's degrees. I've been able to give to people more than most people because I've made more than we've needed. We love to treat people. This business has given me the opportunity to make the money that I can treat people with things that I wouldn't be able to. So I want other people to have that opportunity. I want them to be able to feel that good too. So Beverly, purposely look everywhere you go and pay that sincere compliment, and then say something along the lines of, I'm fortunate enough to have my own business, and I love to surround myself with great people like you, or driven people like you, or people with great customer service skills that I saw in you today. And I'd love to get your number and check back with you and give you a little information in the next 24 to 48 hours. Got to be quick, though. You don't get back to them in 24 and 48 hours. You just threw that sincere compliment right out the window. Because if they were that important to you, would you wait? So if you know you're going to be tied up for 48 hours, say, you know what? I am really interested in you. I'm going to be tied up for the next 48 hours. I'm in meetings, blah, blah, blah. But I will be done by Wednesday at 7 p.m. Would it be okay if I called you Wednesday night sometime between 7 and 9? And then call them Wednesday night between 7 and 9. Because that means I am really interested in you. Did that answer your question, Beverly? Or give you at least a little bit?
Yes, thank you.
Anybody else? Lori, I see your lips moving, but I don't hear you. But you're not on mute either. Maybe you can type your question. There we go.
Okay, try this. Would you recommend using the pictures from the Sweet Shoppe at a Cocoa Chat?
Sure, you can do that. At a Cocoa Chat, I try to really keep it simple and use the food cards and keep them focused on just how we teach the Cocoa Chat. But in my recruiting packet, I would definitely have the Sweet Shoppe flyer. And then if they're having a hard time saying yes, or once they've said yes, and I'll go, oh, and by the way, look what else you can get. As soon as we get you signed up, we're going to pick out the gift of your choice. I don't want them to have to make another decision before they make the decision of yes. It was interesting. I was just on a group coaching call, and we were just talking about how for some people, if you say, especially if they have no direct sales experience, you know, you're going to make this amount of money. You're going to get all this stuff when you do Quick Start. You're going to get a free supplement kit. You're going to get another one if you recruit 3 people. And you're going to get this if you do this. They're going to go, yeah, right, whatever. That's like 87 parties. No way, I don't want to do this. Right? Unless they really understand direct sales, like some of us do, and know that direct selling are known for stacking Otherwise, they're going to be overwhelmed. So choose kind of stay with the core and just use this maybe as your close.
Okay.
Good question. Anybody else?
Hey, Lori, it's Lenny.
Hi, Lenny.
I'm sorry. I'm laying down. I don't want you to see me looking all lazy.
Keep
I
it
was just,
professional, right?
I'm being professional by not letting you see how I look right now. So I was just thinking, I know a lot of us, when we're looking at the Sweet Shop, there's a lot of information about being consistent and hitting team leader and kind of keeping that to increase your points.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying about the Cocoa chat, but I thought the cards would be a great way to maybe reactivate those members on our teams that may not have sold in a long time, to talk about, you know, what could they get out of Sweet Shop if maybe they weren't feeling like they were getting something quote unquote from Dove specifically. This might reactivate them to be reinterested by finding their goals that way.
That is an awesome idea, Lenny. I love it. And I have to tell you, Lenny, I should have thought of that, because I'm the girl that's not motivated by money, but I'm motivated by the things money can buy.
Right.
I love stuff. If you ever come to my house, you'll figure it out. I love stuff. I love to buy things. I love to gift. And I can tell you, for 15 years when I was an independent, and we made a very good living, most times I didn't even, until tax time, I didn't even know what I made. I just knew there was always enough money in the bank to pay the bills and buy the stuff I wanted. But what drove me to make that kind of money was this kind of stuff. We usually had some kind of contest brochure or a trip or a recognition. So that is awesome, Lenny. Yeah, use these cards. And sometimes the cards are easier than the flyer, because our chef Mark shared with us at PLC that when people, they actually did a study with jams one time, and they had 9 jams, and they put them all out, and people showed a lot of interest. But when they narrowed it, I think, down to just 3 jams, more people purchased. So it's hard when you've got too many choices. It's hard to make a choice. So that, I love the idea of actually using the cards, Lenny, versus just the brochure. See how much we all can learn every day. It's so cool in this business. Anybody else? I'm about to do my countdown. Anybody else has? I go 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good night, everybody.
Bye, Lori.
Bye. Bye.